the coach, Maurice Bamford, made one enforced change, prop, knee crooks, groin strain, and brought in Jeff Gratian, this big 36 years of age prop at number 8. Well, he's a bit of a gamble. Harry Pinner, of course, continuing the captaincy at number 13, and he'll be wanting, I think, a little more work out of those two second rows, Andy Goodway and Ian Potter. Jeff Gratian, a very experienced test player, 12 caps, but the last time he played was in that ill-fated series against Australia in 1982. And I know coach Maurice Bamford has a lot of confirmation in this lad, but nevertheless, it's something of a gamble. A good ball player, though. He might be able to take a little bit of the pressure off Harry Pinner. At number 3 here, number 4, one of the star men in the centre here, Ellery Hanley. We heard all about the factor of him looking out for James Lulawai, but I'm sure that New Zealand know that this is the man. This is the man who can take a ball, can make something out of nothing. Strong player. But New Zealand, the big shock of the morning was, of course, the missing out of that world-class second row forward, their skipper, Mark Graham. And in comes number 12, Sam Stewart from the Randwick Club in Wellington. A couple of more enforced changes. Gary Kemble moved to full-back, and James Lulawai moving into the centre spot. Number 3, Lulawai, more at home there than that full-back position. Should be an interesting battle there, I think, Alec, in the middle.
Well, I think it'll be a better game with Lulawai in the centre, because I think it was totally unexpected that he started at full-back last week, Ray, and I think that Lowe, the New Zealand coach, realised that it was a mistake, and he thinks he's far better off in the centre.
The referee, Barry Gummersall, then instructs the kick-off. The ball straight away to Dean Bell. Oh, nice opening play out already, New Zealand. Perfect conditions for a match. I don't think I've seen this Central Park Wigan turf in better condition. And that's one thing that Maurice Bamford insisted in this Great Britain side, that they would need good, solid tackling. And it's nice to see Hanley going in there already. Sorensen then to play the ball. To Kemble. Not a good kick. Straight to Lydon. But a knock-on. I think not a very good kick from Campbell, and he shakes his head, but he's come up very well out of it, Alec, hasn't he?
Well, it's a tactical move, Ray, now, with this kick in. The kick for position, and really Joe Lydon, no excuse. He should have taken that ball. It was straight in his hands, and he just took his eye off the ball.
Yeah. Although to a certain extent, Alec, the sun is directly in Joe Lydon's eyes. That is one problem. Clayton Friend to put the ball on. Well, it's Clayton Friends if he can find it. And a penalty, picking the ball out of the scrum. You can't do that in rugby league. The ball must come out behind. And Clayton Friend is number 7, picking it out. So Great Britain then on the attack. Great Britain, of course, 1 down in this series, lost the first test, must square it in this match. Gratian to Potter. Fox. Oh, that was a bad ball. Well, it looked an offside decision. Yes, it is. Accidental, though, I think. I'm very impressed with this referee, Barry Gummersall, from Queensland in Australia. He's invariably on the spot. He rarely misses anything. Very experienced in English conditions now. Refereed match against France last season, and here in his second test. So the first chance to Mick Burke. Mick Burke had a bit of a ill of sorts match in that first match with his goal kicking, kicked some good ones and missed 1 or 2 easy ones. But this really is a straightforward kick. It's 35 yards out, just to the right of the post. He's certainly big enough and strong enough to give this a good thump. He lofts it well, but it's not there. Alec, I think those are the sort of kicks you must put over to win a test match.
Well, Ray, I think 2 missed kicks in the first test, and started off with 1 in the second test, and they are costly, because at the end of the game, you know, I don't think there'll be a lot in this game, and these goal kicks are going to be vital.
Yes, when you think that there was only 2 points separated the sides, 24-22 in that first test. It could be costly. Des Drummond in possession. To Pinner. John Fieldhouse. Had a very good game on his debut in that first test at prop forward. Usually a second row. Gratian. He's certainly a big lad, is Jeff Gratian. Fox to Pinner. Oh, looking for the gap. He's got Potter with him. No, knock on. But a penalty, yes. Referee Gummersall indicating the arms wrapped around that Hugh McGann obstructed a player coming through for the ball.
And I think this is a very good decision by Mr. Gummersall. As he gets the ball here, Harry Pinner just watch the man off the ball, Hugh McGann. He definitely takes Ian Potter out of the game.
Great Britain next, still on the attack. To Pinner. Harry Pinner caused New Zealand a lot of trouble in that first half with his probing from the first man position. Gratian. To Myler. Oh, good ball to Henry Hanley. Nicely stood up, Mick Burke coming in, linking up. Oh, well taken by Goodway, but lost. Good rugby there from Great Britain. Coach Maurice Bamford was saying that he'd like to see Mick Burke coming up more into the line. And that's a good indication of it. 5 minutes gone, still no score. And a differential penalty to Great Britain. New Zealand collapsing the screen. And I think that collapse may have been caused by the carbohydrate diet that this Great Britain side have been on. They've been on bread and butter pudding all week, and pastas and rice pudding to build up their strength. To Myler. Fox looking to move this ball out wide. Schofield. Well, he attempted to throw the ball over the top, but Dean Bell was in the way. Graham West. I don't know whether this Wigan crowd will want to cheer or boo this number 11. He is the Wigan captain, and a very good psychological move by coach Graham Lowe, bringing this man West in. Back to Campbell. To McGann. Well, that's another bad kick. Taken well by Lydon this time. Oh, good run by Joe Lydon. That was much better, Alec.
Yes, that's better. He kept his eye on the ball, and all we've got to start doing now is Great Britain is just playing the 6 tackles. We tend to be losing the ball on the second and third tackle. I think if we settle down a little bit, we'll be a little better side.
And I think this man, Jeff Gratian, already giving a little bit more variety to the play, not just relying on Pinner all the time. To Fox. Pinner again. Oh, it's an interception by Luluai. But no, offside decision given by the referee. Very, very dangerous is this Hull centre, James Luluai. Spots the gap, but took the ball in an offside position.
Now this is a good decision again by Mr. Gummersall as he holds the ball here, Myler, and just works where Luluai is. Luluai was actually stood in an offside position, and that in this game is a free kick.
And it's significant that Great Britain have changed the goal kicker. The Widnes full-back Mick Burke elected to give his club colleague Joe Lydon a kick at goal. This time from the left-hand side. An experienced kicker, Lydon, already kicked 11 goals at Widnes. And that looks a good one. Oh, and it is a good one. 2 points to Great Britain then. Joe Lydon putting them in the lead. 8 minutes gone, very true, very accurate. And that should give the British Lions some confidence. A feel sure, Alec, that this New Zealand side will be lacking the confidence of the skipper, Mark Graham.
Well, obviously, Ray, anybody misses a world-class player, and Mark Graham is a world-class player. But watching the lads train at Shire on Thursday, they was training very well, and they wasn't really worried about who they was going to play. I think they can win this one, and I think they will.
To Gratian. Oh, good ball from Gratian. Back to Burke. Kemble. Oh, beats Hanley, but a good tackle by Joe Lydon. Interesting to see both these sides not wanting to play the game in their own half. I think they realise that both sides have some very, very dangerous, tricky players who can suddenly slice through from 35 yards out. To Clayton Friend. This, for me, was where New Zealand did all the damage, with these big front row forwards, the two Sorensen brothers, 8 and 10, pounding down. And a penalty. Penalty to New Zealand. Watkinson not allowing Dane Sorensen to play the ball. And a goal kick. It'll be a good kick, this, if he gets it. But Philippiner is in tremendous goal-kicking form. He kicked 9 goals against St Helens last week in that rout of the Saints, 46 points to 8, and broke the New Zealand record for the most number of goals in a match. Very powerful lad, and a very, very short walk back to it. Early 2 or 3 paces. Then he just seems to stub at the ball. Well, that was a poor one. Very poor kick. But it could be dangerous. It's bobbing him out there on the line. It could have been very dangerous, but well picked up by Great Britain. And I'm sure Pinner here now will bring it away through these big four. Oh, good ball from Gratian. I like the way Jeff Gratian started out, Tommy.
He's started off very well, Ray, and as long as he's been taking the tablets, I think he'll be all right. It's the second half we've got to worry about. It's Andy Goodway I'd like to see, the Great Britain number 11, doing a little bit more work than what he was doing in the early stages.
Oh, good ball to Fox. Put it forward. Yes. Penalty. Kick at goal under the international laws. Deliberate forward pass like that is a kick at goal. And this should be a much easier one for Philippiner.
And this is what the penalty is for, as Harry Pinner releases the ball here for the forward pass. Now, last week he allowed one of these to go, and this won New Zealand the game, but obviously he's been to bed and thought, well,
Philippiner then, just outside the 25-yard. Tease that ball up, very much like a golf ball. Yes, it's there. No trouble to a kicker of this quality. So Philippiner then levelling the scores for New Zealand. Just 12 minutes gone in this first half, 2 points each. And really a very silly penalty conceded there by Great Britain. Pinner might have done better to just have held the ball in his own 25-yard and kicked his way out of trouble. So young Derek Fox, Featherstone to kick off. It's a long one, deep in the corner. And Kemble bringing it away. To Pro. Graham West. It'll be interesting to see how Graham West fares for 80 minutes. He's had some very serious Achilles tendon trouble. Only been back in the game for 2 or 3 matches. Friend. Philippiner. Great Britain paying very healthy respect to this big lad. 15-stone standoff. Kurt Sorensen. Oh, just flipped Derek Fox, the Great Britain scrum half, out of the way. To his brother, Dane Sorensen. These two props cause a lot of damage for me, I think.
Well, the two big lads, Ray, but the nice thing about it is what the New Zealand players are doing is picking the smaller men, like Derek Fox, the Great Britain number 7, who's only 5'5". So they're picking him out and running straight for him, hoping that there's going to be a break there.
It's a good way. This Wigan crowd trying to get behind these two Wigan second rows, Goodway and Potter. John Fieldhouse. This is the time in a test match when both of these packs tend to soften themselves up. Myler, oh, good ball to Gresham, looking for support. Just couldn't get the ball. Interesting to see how New Zealand are trying to clamp the ball off Jeff Gresham, who knows he's a good footballer. To Pinner. Oh, he's lost it. Myler. Oh, he's still going. Good play from Tony Myler to Des Drummond now. On the wing. Oh, he's beaten Clayton Friend. Good tackle. Good covering tackle there. Copybook standoff covering across the field from Olsen Philippine. But Britain now on the attack. Oh, that's a high one. It's a difficult one. And it's touch. Good kick there from youngster Derek Fox. He realised it was the sixth tackle, and a very constructive kick puts Great Britain on the attack in that corner. This big 16-stone number 8 there. Get the ball, yes. To Hanley. Looking for support. Oh yes, he's got Schofield with him. He's going for the line. Can he get there? And he does. Yes. A tremendous try. Excellent centre play there between Ellery Hanley and Gary Schofield. Hanley just saw the gap, he made the half gap, and Schofield had the pace to get in there. And 6 points to 2 for Great Britain. Just look at that crowd. They're getting behind these British Lions.
Well, this is a good try by Great Britain. A lovely ball from Derek Fox. Quick hands, and as Hanley gets the ball, this is where he's most dangerous. He just holds the ball, shows it Lulai. Gary Schofield in lovely support here. All he's got to do is make the line. Hugh McGann, a game effort, but he's just there.
Yes, I think we saw one of the advantages there of keeping the same side together. These players getting an understanding now. Good reverse pass, but provided a very difficult kick for Joe Lydon. Right out on the touchline, 35 yards. No, fades across the front of the post, so Great Britain 6 points to 2.
Well, this is the one we wanted. A lovely ball from Derek Fox here, and this is where Hanley is the most dangerous. He looks as though there's nothing on. He just draws Lulai in. A lovely ball to Schofield. All he's got to do now, will the line come quick enough? Some good cover from Hugh McGann, but he just gets there, and that's very important.
It's a good one. Jeff Gresham running with some confidence there. Well looked after by number 13, Hugh McGann. Fox to Fieldhouse. Back to Burke. Oh, that's a good kick from Burke. Slipped by Dean Bell. Well, that's bad play, really. You should never run across in front of your own post like that, but he got away with it. Some very sloppy play there from Dean Bell, bringing the ball from the touchline to that vulnerable position under the post. But luckily for the Kiwis, they got away with it. Kiwis, of course, not got a very good record here at Central Park in 3 test matches played before. They've never won a test match here. Some good tackling going on here from number 12, Ian Potter, Alec.
Yes, and it's very nice also, Ray, to hear the crowd getting behind the Great Britain lads, because they love hard rugby, and there is some good tackling here, and Great Britain are playing very well.
Oh, good pick up here from Tony Myler to Joe Lydon. Just couldn't get through. One thing about this New Zealand side, very fit, very fast cover across the field. They look to be overlaps, and then suddenly they've got to Fieldhouse. Fox. Gratian driving this ball in. Watkins, very simple tactic here. The forwards driving the ball in towards the post. Now they'll open it out to Pinner. Just on that Kiwi 25-yard. Fox, Gratian to Burke. Good solid round the legs tackle from Gary Prone. And the touch judge is on. Mr. Thornbury coming on. It looks as if, I think, he's indicating an elbow there by one of the Kiwis. I think it's one of the Sorensen lads. Yes, he's calling Kurt Sorensen out.
And I think this is a good decision, because I think Kurt Sorensen was very lucky he didn't walk here. Just watch as the ball gets here. And did he come late? He's very lucky to stay on the field.
Yes. And he looks an angel, really, doesn't he? Joe Lydon then to take the kick. This kick, if Lydon could get this with only 20 minutes gone, it would take them 6 points clear. They're trying to go clear. Always a good psychological boost in a match. Yes, he gets it. A little bit of consternation from the touch judges. They check with each other, but it's 2 points. So 8 points to 2 for Great Britain now.
I think, Ray, just looking at the Great Britain lads, they look as though they've found a little bit of confidence from the last game, and I think they now believe that they are capable of winning this game. They've got to just play like they are playing, move the ball out wide and support the man with the ball.
Yes, I think there are some very, very young lads took part in that first test at Headingley, Alec, and after 80 minutes they've come through.
Yes, and I think one or two of them has actually grown up in international football. All we need now is to just capitalise on the score we've got.
To Gratian. Having a very solid front row game this time. Interesting to see that Gratian is taking 3 tackles to pull the man down. That's where the gaps are coming on the outside. The odd forward then, he becomes missing. Easy ball for Kemp. Well, he made little of it. Friend. Well, he's a bouncy, bubbling little character, this man Clayton Friend. He had a very dominant game. Well, that was silly from David Watkinson. No need for that. And that will cost him, I think, 30 or 40 yards. If you're going to win a test match, discipline is the word.
Well, this is really bad play by Great Britain, and especially David Watkinson. He should know better. Where can a man go from here? And just watch what he does as the man's getting up. Just watch him. Is he practicing for the Great Britain fighting match or what?
Dane Sorensen. Great Britain need a good tackling stint here. It was particularly weak and vulnerable on the 5th and 6th tackle over. He's got away. Sam Stewart to Graham West. Just hauled down by Mick Burke there and Ian Potter. New Zealand's then first real attack now. 5 yards from the Great Britain line. Just to Filipainen. And as I was saying, it was Great Britain were vulnerable, particularly on that 5th and 6th tackle. Kiwis again, Graham West. Oh, got that ball away well to Sorensen. He's lost it. Good tackle from Jeff Gresham. Well might John Fieldhouse tap him on the back. That was experience, coming in from the line, coming in at an angle and cutting Sorensen off. Great Britain Fox puts the ball in. Oh, using the blind side well. This Nicholas scrum half seems to have grown in stature on it too.
Yes, and so has this fella growing in stature. Every time he gets the ball, there's 4 or 5 New Zealand players thinking, oh God, he's not got it again. I wish that we just moved this ball out wide. I think we'll absolutely take him apart.
Well, this is what Great Britain have been trying to do in practice. Move the ball out wide. They had Gresham in at the first receiver and Pinner out at second and third. And here we are now. Good example of it. To Potter. Just not wide enough. Fox. Kick straight down the throat to Dean Bell. Invariably beats the first man, does this lad Dean Bell from the Eastern Suburbs Club. Dane Sorensen. Well, Gary Schofield looks up and said, "What, me, sir?" But referee Gummersall, I don't think he's really bothered. It was Pinner or Schofield. "15 minutes then to go in this half. 8 points to 2 for Great Britain. Good start. West to Sam Stewart, all clean through. But a good tackle by John Fieldhouse. Good covering run by Fieldhouse. He spotted Stewart coming through on the move. Kurt Sorensen to Filipina. Still keep going. Sorensen again. And this, for me, is the problem of this New Zealand side. It's this 15, 16 stone a man average in the pack that I think can make the difference. Dane Sorensen. Good tackle again from Fieldhouse. Edging nearer to that Great Britain line. Luluai probing, looking for a gap. Clayton Friend to West. Very tall lad, this Graham West, 6'5", has the ability to get the ball away in the tackle. Oh, that's a good one. The sun's in his eyes. West again. And that was a let-off. Very tricky kicks those. The sun directly in Mick Burke, Great Britain fullback's eyes. To Prone. Another good tackling stint from Fieldhouse. It's Red Herd, number 10. Full of energy. Sorensen. This is the value of defenders communicating to each other, talking to each other. Kurt Sorensen, McGann. Well, there looked to be a gap there, but well stitched up by Gary Schofield. Kurt Sorensen now. Crowd roaring Great Britain on, eager. And he's lost it, 6 tackle. Yes, the turnover. Well, a tremendous defensive stint there, faced 12 tacklers on the line, and all credit to that British defence.
I think that's the way you win test matches, where you can attack and score tries, but you've also got to stop tries, and that's what Great Britain did then for 12 tackles right on the line, and really driving New Zealand back. I think the tackling in this game has been really tremendous.
Certainly some fire, Alec. To Fieldhouse. Good way. Young Fox, very correctly there, holding on to the ball. The pack were a little at 6s and 7s, weren't quite organised. Back to line. Oh, that's a dangerous one. And good defensive support there from Joe Lydon. There's an eager look about this Great Britain side. They're moving up very quickly and not really letting New Zealand play the sort of football they played in that first test. But here's some football, but a knock-off. And I think skipper Harry Pinner, Great Britain number 13, he'll be relieved to see that ball go to ground. Great Britain already taken the 2 conclusive scrums to date. And it looks like a third, no. Penalty, foot up. Yes, Barry Gummersall, the referee, indicating with his left leg, David Watkinson, foot up. The New Zealand side should be bouncing. They changed their headquarters from Harrogate to Blackpool this weekend. They had a few bracing breezes on the prom.
Well, I hope, Ray, that if they've had a few bracing breezes on the prom, I hope that they've had a few late nights as well, because it looks now as though 1 or 2 of them definitely look a little bit leg weary.
Oh, good run from Fieldhouse to Schofield. He's going for the line. Nicole Howard's going with him. Yes! Oh, magnificent try! And let's give credit there to Gary Schofield. He knew that he didn't have the legs on Dane O'Hara. He feinted his body inside to the left, pushed out to the right, and that fooled O'Hara. O'Hara momentarily checked, and the try was on. And what a break from John Fieldhouse. 12 points to 2, and Great Britain surging ahead.
Well, this is what Great Britain wanted. A lovely quick play the ball in, and just watch John Fieldhouse. He gets the ball. This is the man who makes the try here. He runs, and just watch this for a lovely little turn. Everything's correct here. Draws a man, turns his body. Gary Schofield latches onto it. Graham West in pursuit, but very, very little lad. Anybody would catch this fella. Dane O'Hara looked as though he had him once. That's a great try by Schofield.
Nice to see in that Great Britain squad there. And look at Jeff Gratian there. A lot of controversy when he came in. They said at 36 years of age this man wasn't ready again for Test rugby. But he's showing something of the spirit. And can Joe Lydon stretch that lead out further? Nevertheless, I think coach Maurice Bamford, he'll be delighted with that. Filipina then to kick off. To Pinner. Goodwin. Good tackle here from his usual Wigan second row partner, Graham West. Jeff Gratian. Great Britain, I think, will be quite content just to hold the ball here, just settle it down through the packs. Dean Bell. Great Britain 12, New Zealand 2, and I think despite the miss of that kick by Joe Lydon, this Great Britain side will be happy with that score. And New Zealand, I think, Alec, well, I think they've got to sort their tactics out. They really look at 6s and 7s, don't they?
Well, they do, I really think they look a very ordinary side, but this is one thing we've got to stop doing. The man in the middle is in charge, and we've got to stop just having these snidey remarks. We don't need it, we're well on top, and the only way we're letting New Zealand back into the game is by doing silly things like this.
Yes, and what I'm surprised at is that most of these players have played out in Australia, and the one aspect that Australian referees cannot stand is lying on the floor, lying on the man with the ball.
And that's right. Well, I think he did him then for yapping.
Dane Sorensen then. Looking for the... Oh, Kurt Sorensen, Gary Prome, he's going for the... Oh, he's lost it. Well, Gary Prome had an open try in front of him there, if only he'd gone. And let off for Great Britain. Good way now, sensibly driving it to the blind side, taking it towards the touchline. Watkinson doing the same. Good forward tactics here, settling it down, playing it through 2 or 3 forwards. Oh, good drive from Gratian. This man's having a fine game, Alan.
Yes, and I'm one to take my hat off to him. I didn't think he could last, a full 80 minutes, but he's had a great 40 minutes, and he's taking 2 or 3 New Zealand forwards to pull him down. He's having a great game.
Back to Burke. To Bell. Very easy for Dean Bell to take that ball. He's got the sun behind him. Very interesting in the second half. Luluai. To Clayton Friend. Oh, good burst from Clayton Friend. He's got the field in front of him. And another good tackle there by Fieldhouse. Kurt Sorensen. And a waste of a tackle there for the Kiwis. To brother Dane Sorensen. Kiwis employing these tactics of using these 2 Sorensen brothers to drive in at the first 2 tackles, look to make a dent in the line. Philippine. Tamati, Friend. To Graham West, looking for support. He's got McGann. Big lad this McGann, 6'2", can stride over and stretch over this line. Certainly New Zealand are not down and out yet. To Kurt Sorensen. Back to Dane. West, well taken by West. Still going, 5 minutes to half-time. New Zealand looking to pull back. Filipina. Clayton Friend, this is good rugby. And the 6th tackle coming up. Wouldn't be surprised if they loft this ball in the air. He does. Oh, that's a tricky one. Oh, magnificently taken by Berg. He's hurt himself, but magnificently taken. I think Mick Berg there, harking back to his rugby union days at Waterloo, leaping in the air to take that. He has had a bad back this season. I think that's one of the reasons why he isn't kicking the goals. But he certainly saved the line down.
And this is an absolutely super take by Mick Burke. Just watch how high this ball is, and Mick Burke, he rises above, he never takes his eye off the ball, and he takes it well. And that's where he gets the injury as he goes down.
He's a big lad, 15 stone of best British beef there under that Great Britain shirt. I think with just over 3 minutes to go now to the end of this half, they'll play this ball gently through the pack to Gratian. And I think this was the type of forward that we didn't have in the first test. A big man who takes 2 and 3 people to tackle you, and all the time it's like a heavyweight boxer, you're draining strength out. Fox to Pinner. Oh, good ball to Potter. Just couldn't get away. Good tackle by Sorensen. To Tony Myler. Sixth tackle coming up to Fox. Keeps pushing this ball down to Campbell. Kurt Sorensen, Kiwis again, driving down, but that was a good tackle. And it's the littlest man on the field, Derek Fox. To Sam Stewart now. Out to McGann, this is better. Gary Prole now, looking for the outside. Well followed there by Gary Schofield. To Graham West. That's what West likes to do, drive down the middle. To Filipino, beautiful ball from Filipina. Dean Bell. But another good tackle by that little Featherstone scrum half, number 7, Derek Fox, round the ankles. Sam Stewart now. This number 12 second row from Randwick in Wellington, brought in this morning for the absence of the Kiwi skipper, Mark Graham. McGann. And he's got it back. Kurt Sorensen driving in. Dane Sorensen. The number of times these two Sorensen brothers must touch the ball, Alec, it's almost continuous.
Yes, well, I think they're like they play like a wedge. One drives in and the other one follows. But this is probably New Zealand's best attacking spell, Ray. They're moving the ball about and they seem to be making gaps in the Great Britain defence. Whether they can score or not, only time will tell.
Well, here's a good chance. Clayton Friend, he's got a 3-2. Dean Bell. Dane O'Hara wanting to get into play. To Philip Aina now. To Kurt Sorensen. Crucial time this. Half-time coming up. Oh, it's a good burst. But an equally good tackle from Joe Lydon. Lulawai, another difficult one for Burke. And young Fox comes up with it. Well, I suppose it's one of the advantages of being low to the ground. And Harry Pinner, skipper, he knows that the seconds are ticking away to the half-time. What we have, we hold. 40 minutes have gone now in this first half, playing injury time. Potter, oh, good ball to Ellery Hanley. Plays it himself. Oh, he's got some space. He's got the full-back to beat. Not a good kick. But he's regathered it. Well, you just never know what this man's going to do. Lays the ball to himself. Puts a bad kick in, but it's Great Britain still on the attack to Drummond. And the 6th tackle coming up. I think with the... Well, Drummond looks to be injured. I hope that isn't his bad leg again. He did suffer a broken leg last season. It would be a tragedy for Des Drummond if it was so. I think you as his coach at Lee Alec must be concerned about that.
Yes, and it doesn't look too good, Ray, actually. I think what actually happened was Dane O'Hara just actually caught his ankle as he got up and he just twisted a little bit. I think he'll find out Des is strong enough, he'll get up. I just hope it's not too bad.
Fox, but he dropped it. There's the hooter. No need for the scrum. And skipper Harry Pinner, well, he might well clap his hands there. Those 2 tries in the 16th and 30th minute by Gary Schofield for Great Britain. 12 points to 2 in the lead, and deservedly so, I think. Good performance, Alec.
Yes, and I think a little bit totally unexpected, Ray, to see that score, 12-2, because we are playing good football, we're running with the ball, they're backing up, and we're making New Zealand look a very, very ordinary side.
Yes, but we've seen in that first test, these New Zealanders, they can still come back.
To see a Great Britain win, and I think the way...
Here they are again. Great Britain skipper there, Harry Pinner, just checking on her boots. He must be very, very confident now to be holding that 12 points to 2 lead. Urging his men on, giving them that clap of encouragement. And Gary Schofield, what a fine product this is of the British Amateur Rugby League. Only 2 or 3 years ago he was on tour in Australia with the youngsters, and now here he is, 20 years of age, 2 tries in a test match. Good advert for the amateurs. Referee Barry Gummersall, well, I bet he feels a little cold today, a little bit colder than where he comes from in Townsville,
yes,
in North Queensland.
I think, you know, I thought he might have come on with a tracksuit on, Ray, but he's a pretty brave fella and he's a pretty game fella, and I think he's an excellent referee.
no changes on either side then. Second half of this Whitbread Trophy Bitter Series, and what a series it's proving to be. I think Olsen Filipina here knows that it's New Zealand's chance to win this series, but Great Britain are making a fight of it. To Potter.
It would be interesting to see, Ray, what the both coaches' remarks will be at half-time. What Lowe, who's never been in this position before for a long time, what does he say to his team when they're behind for the first time? And what Maurice Bamford says to his Great Britain side, just go out, lads, enjoy it, and bring the result home.
Yes, I think if I'd been the coach, I would have said kick down to the corners, but suddenly the sun's gone down and the cloud has come across. Referee Gomersall giving a decision there. He looks like an offside decision, but he's given an accidental one. The crowd didn't like that, registering the disapproval, but at least it's only a scrum, not a penalty. So Clayton Friend feeds the ball. Oh, and a good ball against the head to Myler. Very interesting tussle between these two standoffs. They're both very big lads. Clayton Friend to Pinner. Pinner to Burke, coming in the line more. Oh, good run from Burke. Still going, this lad. He was saying to me this week that he didn't come in the line a lot in the first test because it was cluttered up with forwards and he felt that he was being sandwiched out, but here he is. And I think this 3-0 scrum advantage is telling for Great Britain, Alec.
Yes, well, I think we can put that down to Jeff Gresham there, because everything that's happening is happening for him. What a magnificent try as we speak here. Schofield was under the sticks, and what a fabulous try.
Yes, and a hat-trick for Gary Schofield. White Meld, tremendous piece of rugby, came from nothing, but what a try to score just after half-time. And that crowd delighted. Hat-trick in a test, well, it's always a good thing. No wonder he's delighted. I don't think he can get over it.
Well, this is a bolt out of the blue here. Lovely ball from Harry Pitt here to Ian Potter. Ian Potter just puts his shoulder down here, and Tony Myler latches onto this ball. He's a big lad, he's a very big lad, and he strings the ball out here to Gary Schofield. He cannot believe his luck. He thinks, is this true? It is.
One of the great strengths of Gary Schofield is his backing up, and that's how he gets his tries. Lydon then with what should be a comparatively simple kick. Under the post, and it is. Another 2 points there from that trusty boot of Joe Lydon, his third kick at goal. And who would have thought 18 points to 2 to Great Britain?
Well, this is what rugby league's about here. Harry Pinner has the ball, a lovely ball to, and he just can't believe it. Puts Ian Potter through, a lovely gap in. Potter does well, but Tony Myler in support. That was a super ball off Tony Myler. But just look at Schofield, walking day in Belfast. I bet he likes this when he gets home.
Gomersall then, well, Hugh McGann's pointing something out to him. He's having a word with Harry Pinner. There seems to be some controversy here between McGann and Pinner. Just a friendly word, I think. Interesting to see Sean Edwards there at the left of the picture, just going out of screen there now. Full back for Mick Burke. To Pinner. Pinner to Gresham. Using every ounce of that 16 stone, driving in. And youngster Sean Edwards there, a tremendous favourite here at Wigan since he signed on his 17th birthday. Nice to see him fulfilling the promise, Alec.
Yes, and nice to see him in international football. He's promised international football, he's shown a lot, and I think if he gets the chances he can do a lot.
Good burst again from Fieldhouse. One of the successes of this series, John Fieldhouse. Witness second row to Pinner. Great Britain now playing some good rugby. Good way. And the sixth tackle. Back to line. Oh, well taken by Gary Campbell. And we've got to see some fireworks from this Kiwi side. They're struggling at the moment. Clayton Friend. To Bell. McGann. Oh, good break from Fox. Has he got the legs to go all the way now? Schofield's with him again. No, just couldn't get there. Good tackle from Dane O'Hara. But it puts Great Britain on the attack. Fieldhouse. And I think the crowd, and I know I certainly can sense the enthusiasm welling up in this Great Britain side. To Hanley. Oh, good ball from Edwards. To Lydon. Just didn't get it. Certainly there's a buzz every time the ball goes out in these Great Britain backs. To Hanley himself again. Now what will he do? He's still going, the lad. Oh, that pass. And well taken by Sam Stewart. Well done by Sam Stewart. To Kurt Sorensen. The Kiwis now really need some endeavour from this pack of forwards. I mentioned earlier on in the first half how this Great Britain side had been on a special carbohydrate diet to give them energy, and they certainly look to have that energy, Alec.
Yes, I think one of the big features of the Great Britain performance, Ray, has been the tackling. They've not let New Zealand run with the ball, they're checking the man out with the ball, and really they're far good value for the 18 points. I think if we start moving the ball out wide, I think we'll see a lot more tries coming.
And certainly they've had the scrum advantage. Potter. You can sense the confidence oozing through this Great Britain pack. Fieldhouse. This number 10 from Widnes posing a lot of problems for these Kiwi defenders. To Gratian. Fox. Oh, good ball to Pinner. Looking for support. Too many cooks spoiled the broth there. A little bit of a misunderstanding between Schofield and Ellery Hanley, and a knock-on. But well-intentioned by Pinner. He was looking again to float that long, wide ball out to the flanks. And I think Great Britain are trying to stretch these bigger forwards, Alec.
Yes, I think if you look at the Great Britain, the New Zealand forwards, Ray, especially the second row of Gray and West, who've not played this game for, a couple of months, they're bound to find it difficult. It's a lot faster, and the way this game's going, they've got to be in the game for 80 minutes, which must be very difficult.
Good run from Prome. Oh, good run there to Friend, but well taken by Tony Myler. Goodway. Not really got into his stride this afternoon yet, Andy Goodway, but worth £75,000 on the market. Wigan bought him from Oldham. Hanley again. And Fred Arcoy, the substitute, coming on for Graham West. I would possibly think that Gary Prome, the centre, will go into the pack. He has played quite a bit at loose forward for Hull Kingston Rovers. To Fieldhouse. Oh, good ball to Edwards. Sixth tackle. Rolling. Lydon. No, just can't get it. Many thought that New Zealand would take this Whitbread Trophy series very, very comfortably, but they're not. 18 points to 2. It's Great Britain at the driving seat, Alec.
Yes, and once we knew the New Zealand changes were, I think a lot of good judges switched sides and said that Great Britain, because they lost the game so closely last time, they had a big chance. I think they're good value for this money, and I wouldn't be surprised to see a substitution. Burton come on for Goodway to go off.
Oh, that was a good ball to McGann. Good ball and good tackle. This youngster, Derek Fox, is tackling. To Luluai, Dean Bell. McGann, this is something that the Kiwis play. Well, he doesn't like it, does Kurt Sorensen, but he's not getting away. But one thing about a tour inside, you usually come stronger in the last 20 minutes, and this game is not by any means over. This will go the full 40 minutes. To McGann. Much easier for Lydon now. He's got the sun behind his back and took that ball comfortably. Youngster Edwards. Sensible play. Taking the ball away himself, allowing the pack to get behind. Fox. Gresham. Harry Pinner. Oh, good ball to Fieldhouse again. To Hanley. He jumps over one man. Oh, but a superb tackle by Gary Brome. And it's significant. Great Britain cutting this side here now. Tony Myler. And a handover. Yes, Tony Myler had to take the chance there, Alec.
Yes, and he did, Ray, and you've got to say that Great Britain are turning on some fabulous football now. They're really stretching the New Zealand side, and the way they're playing, they're growing in confidence, and every time they get the ball, they look as though they're going to score. Yes,
I think what we've got to realise from the Kiwi point of view, both their original selections at second row, West and Graham, are off the field now. A tremendous influence gone in midfield, and the gaps are coming. But there's plenty of talent here. To Brome. Oh, good ball to Howie Tamati. Looking for support. Yes, to Dane O'Hara. Oh, he's going for the corner. Good tackle by Schofield. And we can see the Kiwis now wanting that ball. To Sorensen. Brome. Having a fine game, this Gary Brome. Scored 45 tries for Hull Kingston Rovers last season in our domestic league. To Luluai, searing pace, this lad. But a good tackle by Edwards. 6 tackle, 10 yards from the line. Sorensen. And he's lost it. Well, how many times, Alec, have we seen New Zealand attacking like that and lose the ball?
Yes, but you've got to say, Ray, they're under some kind of pressure, and they've got to take chances. So they're throwing the ball, hoping that there's going to be a man there. The good thing about the Great Britain part, which they wasn't doing in the first test, they're taking every loose ball. And that's got to be good, because every time they have the ball, it's 6 more tackles, and it takes them that little bit longer.
And
I'd love to see him to score another point.
And just listen to that crowd getting behind them. It's certainly raising them. 6 tackle coming up. We're looking for the long kick here from Schofield, and it is. To Campbell. Well, he was looking for Dane O'Hara to come inside there, but he didn't. Acoy. Very experienced test player, this Fred Acoy, on substitute. Friend, Dean Bell. Nice to see New Zealand wingmen coming in here, trying to break up the play, looking for something different. Filipina. A tremendous tackling stint from this John Fieldhouse. McGann switching. Good run from Stewart to Dean Bell. Oh, he's going for the line and he's going to get in. Yes, he's in. Excellent try. I just commented about Dean Bell coming in the centre, looking to vary the tactics, looking to vary play, and he puts a little bit of light into those Kiwi supporters. Good try from Bell. He's got speed. When he gets through, he takes some catching, this lad, and it's an even better try being under the posts. Should be a 6-pointer, this one. And it looks a comfortable kick, I think, for Filipina, taking his time with it. And interesting to see that Great Britain side in a huddle there. I think skipper Harry Pinner will saying to them, look, in that first test, 7 minutes from time, we thought we'd won, but we've not won yet, and there's 6 points. And I think, Alec, this is one of the dangers, isn't it, of a Kiwi side?
Yes, you must never relax in international football, Ray, and that's what I think Great Britain just did then, because New Zealand really didn't look as though they was in the game, bring a try from nowhere, and who knows, anything can happen in international football. And this is where the try came from here, a quick play to Bob Tamati, and a lovely ball here as he finds it. Now just watch Bell, he didn't look as though he'd take him. Shaun Edwards wouldn't be too happy with that tackle, and really I think that was a little bit of complacency, but good try for New Zealand.
And it'll certainly give New Zealand fresh heart. Jeff Gratian doing a fine job in that pack there, brought in a specialist number 8 already. 5 scrums to 1 for Great Britain. And Edwards up in the line. No way through. Well tackled by Clayton Freund. To Fieldhouse. And I detect a fresh bite into this Kiwi pack. They were floundering 4 or 5 minutes ago, but surprising what a try can do. To Potter.
I think, Ray, is there a time now for substitution? Because just looking now, this is when the legs get tired, and we have got a good forward on the bench.
Oh, good ball. It's Schofield again. Just lost it. But again, another good break from Harry Pinner. And Schofield once again backing up, encouraging.
And this again is good football from Great Britain. Harry Pinner, lovely distribution with the ball. As the ball, he lobs the ball to Schofield, and he looks as though for here, but just flips out of his hands.
Penalty against Watkinson. Yes, collapsing the scrum. And a relieving kick there for Kendall. Had a good one, 25 yards. To Kurt Sorensen. Well, a little bit of animosity there between Drummond and Prome. It was started at the end of that first half. And this little man Drummond, he's certainly getting stuck in. To Dane Sorensen. Friend. Filipina. Dean Bell again coming inside. This is proving very, very difficult. Wingmen coming in the middle. Filipina. Oh, good long ball to O'Hara. This is the crucial time for Great Britain now. The pressure's on. Edwards is underneath it, he's lost it. And play on. A let off there for Great Britain, Alan.
Yes, I think so, Ray. And obviously, with Mick Burke, who is retired now, you know, and Shaun Edwards, who's not really a full-back in that position. I think the New Zealanders, when they get in that position, will put a few eyeballs up and think McGann, with him being a big lad, can work and probably get points from it.
Yes, a little complacency, I think, again, from Great Britain. To Gratian. This Kiwi defence, as strong as ever, comes up very, very quickly. To Lydon again. I think that's a sensible kick. Keep the game down in this half. To O'Hara. Oh, good tackle. Good tackle from Lydon. Arcoy. One or two of these forwards for Great Britain now look to be a little puffed, look to be a little tired. New Zealand, fresh heart coming in, Clayton Friend. And I think I would agree with you, Alec. I think a forward substitute at this stage might be a good move.
Yes, we've got a fresh man on the bench, and he's a very good forward also, and he's a good tackling forward. So really, he'll put that little bit of bite in the Great Britain forwards, which seems to be missing now.
O'Hara. This is the position that Great Britain must keep this Kiwi side. 20 minutes to go. Britain still leading, 18 points to 8, but Kiwis having all the pressure now. 6 tackle coming up. Oh, good one from Filipina. Well, Bell looked to be off. Yes, offside. Dean Bell well in front of the kicker. He's protesting, but I think he knows. But certainly this right wing man, he's looking for play. He's coming inside all the time.
And this is a lovely kick from Filipina. If you notice now, they know Sean Edwards is not a natural fullback, but just look as they come in. They do obstruct him. That's why it's definitely a free kick.
Well, I think Great Britain here now, they've got to settle this game down. They're a little bit at 6s and 7s. They've got to say to themselves, we're in the driving seat, we're winning the game. Pinner. It's a good way.
I think, Ray, that Andy Goodway is having one of those games again where for an international forward and a world-class forward, you'd expect a little bit more. And I'd start thinking about bringing Burton off the bench, because Jeff Grayson is looking a little bit tired, and it's one of them positions where we're going to have it sorted out.
Potter. I think Great Britain are concentrating a little bit too much in these forwards at the moment. They opened up this Kiwi defence by moving it out to the centres. Schofield picked his hat-trick up out there, and I don't think really we've got the size to drive through this Kiwi pack. Just on the New Zealand 25-yard line now. Luluai. Very dangerous player, this James Luluai. Sam Stewart. Not had any real running chances. Leading try scorer in the forwards for New Zealand, but not had the opportunities. Kurt Soderson. Forward pass. Yes. Deliberate forward. And Pinner points to take the kick to touch, but personally, I think, Alec, I would have gone for goal there.
Well, I think that is a very, very bad decision by Harry Pinner, and he must realise what the score is, and if he must know that he's going to waste a bit of time kicking the goal, and if he kicks the goal, New Zealand have got to score 3 times. I think that's bad play, and when Harry Pinner has a look at this tonight, he'll think, oh, God, why did I do that?
10 yards now then from this Kiwi line. 5 tackles to go. Great Britain looking for some fresh air. Oh, Grayson driving strong. 5 yards now. That's Grayson's ability. Straighten the line up and go direct for the line. To Fox, to Pinner. Oh, good slip ball. Good way. Just well, he looks like a man stranded on an island. Just couldn't get the ball away. Drummond. To Pinner. But one thing about this New Zealand side, very strong defensively. They move up on the man. Tempted drop. And it is, yes. That trusty Harry Pinner left foot. Record holder of the one-point drop goals, this man. Always his speciality. And I think, Alec, well, he's answered you back there, hasn't he, really?
Well, he has answered me back, Ray, but I can't understand why he'd sooner have 1 than 2, but it's straight out to the top draw, and it's very important, and that might be a very, very important drop goal.
And I think just with 16 minutes left in this game, skipper Pinner will be saying to this Great Britain side, hold the ball, hold the ball. Nothing silly, nothing flashy. He wants all to play for in that 3rd test at Ellen Road next Saturday.
It looks like, Ray, as though Jeff has had one of his tablets. He looks as though he's come a little bit stronger in the last 10 minutes, and let's hope so for Great Britain's case.
Tony Myler. John Fieldhouse. Been very impressed with this lad. He's been brought in by Maurice Bamford. He's been asked to play out of position in the number 10 spot, and he's done it with credit. A touch. Interesting to see how tradition seems to continue. New Zealand never won a test match here. They lost in 1926 by 28-20, and then drawn the last two tests, 65 and 1980, 9 each and 14 each. Good scrum to Filipina. Clayton Friend. Little Garrick Fox, this number 7, keeping a very, very tight rein on him. To McGann. This word or two inside can come stronger. They're training every day. They're working together. Oh, they're taken by Pinnock. Fieldhouse. Excellent tackling stint from those two Kiwi props. 8 and 10, the two Sorensens. Oh, good ball to Hanley. Just couldn't get through. But well laid off by Jeff Gratian. And plays it himself. A 6th tackle coming up, and I'm sure Harry Pinnock will want this ball put very, very deep, right through the 6 tackles. And it is. Oh, magnificently taken by Gary Campbell. And opened the play out well.
You've got to admire the Great Britain tackling though, Ray. Even though that was a tremendous take of the ball by Gary Campbell, there was also 2 Great Britain players up there who didn't let him gain as much as 2 or 3 yards.
Yes, and I think this tackling, it's got New Zealand stood still. I've never seen this New Zealand pack not running on the ball as they have been. But here's one chance, Gary Prone. Having a really good spell since he moved from the centre position. To Friend, Dane Sorensen now. Friend again. Bell. But it's all so slow, it's all so lethargic. I think they're struggling to find the gaps. But all credit to Great Britain. They were on the tackling pads and the tackling bags, practising away last week. And it's paid off. O'Hara. The Kiwis still playing the ball. Comfortably picked up by Sean Edwards. Oh, but well tackled by Prone. Line. Ellery Hanley lurking dangerously there on his right-hand side. Pinner again. Hanley again.
You can feel, Ray, that the crowd, you know, they're willing him to actually have a run with this ball, and he just needs one break to really excite this crowd.
Gratian. Oh, good shot ball to Potter. Well picked up by Campbell. Had a fine game, this Kiwi fullback. Coach Graham Lowe put him on the substitute bench for the first test, but I think he's justified his inclusion here today. Kurt Sorensen. Well looked after by Joe Lyall. To Friend. Dane Sorensen. Sam Stewart. All credit to New Zealand, still keeping it going. Good ball to Arcoy. Well, that's an interesting tackle from Drummond. All week, I know Maurice Bamford's been telling Des Drummond to stay out on his wing, don't come inside. But by coming inside there, he stopped the movement. McGann. A forward. I think these forward passes that are occurring now, Alec, it shows that the positional sense is going from this New Zealand side.
Yes, and I also think there's a little bit of desperation. You know, it's one of those things, Ray, where when you're behind and nothing's going right for you, you've got to try things. At the moment, whatever New Zealand are doing, nothing's coming off them.
Well, 10 minutes to go, 19-8 to Great Britain, thanks to this hat-trick of tries from Gary Schofield, number 3. No way Great Britain should let this test slip. Gratian. And Sorensen. Good ball out there to Ricky Cowan. To Filipino. New Zealand moving this ball a little bit basketball style, but getting nowhere. Bell. And this really, Dean Bell coming in the middle, has been about New Zealand's sole variety in the second half. I'd like to know how many tackles that man's put in this afternoon, John Fieldhouse. Clayton Friend. Well taken by Edwards. He hasn't got the height of Mick Berg, but that was good judgment. Pinner. Looks to be a nasty injury there. Looks like Harry Pinner. In rugby league, the game doesn't normally stop for an injury unless the injury is considered to be serious. And number 15, Ricky Cowan, just taking the opportunity to come on for second row, Sam Stewart. Had a haircut whilst he was on tour. Looks a bit like that odd job in the James Bond film with the haircut like that. Let's hope he doesn't do a similar destructive job on this Great Britain pack. I don't think Pinner, well, he looks a little groggy. I think as skipper, he'll just stay on with Harry. Potter. Fieldhouse. Great Britain know that with 7 minutes to go, 19 points to 8 in the lead, that they're absorbing these tackles. That's all they need to do. You've got to make New Zealand play. Kemble. O'Hara. Cowan. Oh, big, but yes. Referee Gummersall, I think, for some strange reason, he let that go on. I couldn't see whether an advantage was coming, but he finally gave the decision. Chris Burton coming on the field there for Andy Goodway. I think a sensible substitution, that's. So Great Britain then on the attack. Gratian. Tony Myler just couldn't get that ball away. De Burton, first touch of the ball. Another forward who broke a leg at the end of last season, but now thankfully recovered. Pinner, oh, lovely dummy from Pinner. He split them all wide, he's got Hanley with him. Schofield, he's going in for his fourth try. Yes! 4 tries in a test match against New Zealand. And that is a tremendous performance from Schofield. Hasn't been done since the days when Billy Boston scored 4 tries against New Zealand. And there he is, throws his arm in there. And with 5 minutes left, that must surely mean that Great Britain have won this second test. 23 points to 8. And all those tries came from backing up. That's what class centre play is all about. Maurice Bamford just having a word with number 8 and number 9. How proud and pleased he must be. And I don't think he's as pleased as that number 3, Gary Schofield. Should be an easy kick for Joe Lydon. Just 15 yards from the posts. Trusty right boot of Lydon, and it's there, just sneaks into the right post. 25 points to 8. An excellent try this, and let's put due credit here to Pinner. Beautiful dummy. He's not the biggest of forwards, but he's one of the cleverest of the forwards, and this is it, support play. The 2 centres again. What a marvellous exhibition of centre play these 2 have given, and all you've got to do is finish off. Great Britain now then oozing confidence. To Potter. Gratian. Good ball to Ellery Hanley. Three minutes left in this second half, and I think 1 or 2 of these New Zealand forwards now will be very, very tired, very, very hard push, moving themselves across the ground. And Clayton Friend to put the ball in. And a penalty, differential penalty to New Zealand. Oh, good ball to Drummond. Has he got the legs on the outside? To Hanley, marvellous pick-up. It looked a shade forward, but a marvellous pick-up there from Ellery Hanley. Always dangerous, always elusive, always a threat. 2 minutes to go. Clayton Friend to put the ball in. And the Kiwis ball. Filipina. Friend again. Oh, looking for that. Schofield's got it again. It's a chase, he and Luluai. Oh. A good dive on the ball by Luluai. Just saved, I think, another try from Schofield. To Bell. Clayton Friend. And I think these Kiwis now just going through the motions. They know it's all up, they know they've had it. But this man's never given up, number 2, Dean Bell. He's been aggressive, he's been elusive, and picked up their only try. Just a minute to go. Sean Edwards taking the ball to the touchline. Good sound, sensible, professional play. Moving it away to the blind. There's another one. Settling it down, taking the play away from the midfield. That's where the gaps are. To Burton. Pinner. Looking for support, Jeff Gratian. Oh, good pass from Gratian to Lydon. He's lost it, but I think with the 40 minutes up, we're playing into injury time now at 25 points to 8. He'll not be bothered. And what a setup that makes for the third test next Saturday at Ellen Road. Pinner quietly playing the ball away. I think these players, they know that the hooter's about to go, they know that time's ticking away. What we have with home, say Great Britain. But Fieldhouse to Lydon. Oh, good ball to Fox. Is he away? Just couldn't get away. This little man, but he's not bothered. Throws himself in the air. Tremendous applause from the crowd. And there's the hero, Gary Schofield. What a record. 4 tries, equal Billy Boston's record of 4 tries against the Kiwis in 1954. And done on his own home ground here at Central Park, Wigan. They'll be delighted. And a good pat on the head from his whole colleague, Gary Kemble. But all credit to Great Britain. They've thoroughly deserved it. A lot of pressure on this Great Britain side in midweek. Coach Maurice Bamford and the manager Les Bettington and his assistant Phil Larder, they've worked very, very hard all week to motivate this side. And my word, they have motivated them. Just a lone try from Dean Bell for New Zealand. All credit to the Great Britain defensive situation. And that crowd thoroughly delighted with it. I think many in that crowd realised that Great Britain had the opportunity to win the first test. We threw the test away 7 minutes from time when we were in the lead and we lost it, but they haven't lost it today. What a credit to that lad, and I'm sure that this Great Britain skipper Harry Pinner, he must be delighted with this win here today. Talking now to Alex Murphy, and he must be thrilled to bits.
A great team performance, Alec. Over the moon with the lads. We've worked hard, you know, for the last 12 months. I'm over the moon with the lads.
Well, obviously, after the last performance at Edinburgh, this must be a really great shot in the arm for Great Britain Rugby League.
Yeah, well, we worked hard in the first test and we thought we was unlucky to lose that. But we've done the job right today, haven't we, Alec?
Well, I think you've done it right, but here's another man. I think every time he gets the ball, there was 15,000 Wigan people. Ellery, you must have enjoyed that.
That was tremendous, Alex, but I'm a bit disappointed about what you said about Jeff with them pills. It must have taken a lot of them to get through the whole match.
And obviously they've done him good because Jeff Grafton has had a great game.
Oh, Jeff has done a tremendous job for us, and the rest of the lads have done great.
Well, Harry, what do you think, like, you know, for the series now, where it's 1-1, can we win the series?
Yeah. Well, I hope so. I think we can if we work as hard as what we have done, Alec. You know, it's there for the taking now. 1-1, so it's going to be a crunch now, isn't it?
Well, Ellery, you say, and Harry says, that we can win it. Can we really win it?
Well, yeah, I think even before it ends next week Saturday, I think we should have probably won it 3-0, to be quite honest.
Well, and now to a man here who really must be delighted. Gary, 4 tries, equal Billy Boston's record for points against New Zealand. You surely must be proud, and what a place to do it.
Oh, very much so, Alec, and especially with people saying I have lost the golden touch what I had, and hopefully I've performed that today, and hopefully we can go on and win the series next week.
Well, if you play like you played today, obviously a lot of people will be very excited with you.
Well,
are you pleased with your performance?
I'm very pleased, yeah, but more than also, the players are so prepared as a unit today, and with a crowd like this behind us, Alex, we must have a good chance for next Saturday.
Well, I think so. The crowd's been magnificent, but you've got to put it down to the Great Britain lads, to Jeff Gratian and all the lads, and yourself in particular. Magnificent performance, and can we do it in the final test?
I think we can, Alex. Yeah, we'll grow in confidence now, and if we keep the same 15 as what Maurice hopes to do, I think we can clinch it 2-1, and hopefully we'll be celebrating this time next week.
Well, best of luck to Harry and the rest of the lads.
Thanks very much, Alex. Thank you.